When we're in Hartlepool, you'll remember the basins, the fishing basins and the marina basins were controlled by locks. And this gives you an idea of the sort of tidal fall and rise that you have in these coastal communities. So every single boat in this marina is now sitting on the mud. They're fully grounded. Nobody's leaving here. So that you could really do with some locks. Last night we stayed at the Travel Lodge at Scarborough and it had beautiful views of the ocean and also the Grand Hotel. The Grand Hotel is directly across the road from where we stayed, and it was the cheapest accommodation in Scarborough, but it also had the worst reviews by far. It completely dominates the Scarborough waterfront and looks spectacular from outside, but we did go inside and it's very tatty. The Travel Lodge was really good and had beautiful views of the ocean. We're about to set off down here over this bridge, and we'll be riding with the ocean on one side of us for a while. Scarborough seems like a tighter seaside resort than Whitby. So Whitby's probably nicer and definitely more walkable, but Scarborough's kind of the same.
It was quite a ride up from the hotel up onto the cliff, and the Kraken really complained quite a lot about starting out on a hill, but when you got to the top it was beautiful views. There was a closed off road just outside of Scarborough and you could go on that for a few kilometres. Smiley Filey for lunch, which was really lovely. It had a beautiful promenade. And then PJ decided to send us into the bush. Oh no, first we went to some open homes, some British open homes. And they have a 4-bedroom house. It's about 280,000 with house and land. But it's only 90 square meters. Like, they get 4 bedrooms into 90 square meters. Like, it's amazing. And that includes the garage. So the rooms were very small. And I couldn't see where you put any cupboards, like in the bedrooms. Like, yeah, they look good. There's a bed in them. But where would you put a cupboard? You know, they're very small. Even the double bedrooms were about single bedroom size. Yeah, based on Australian stuff, the whole house could be like the lounge room. There's a lot of road riding now, and it wasn't very pleasant. You know, PJ sent us along a B route. So this is not cycle route 1. This is the B route that sort of shadows it.
Actually, it's all the way over to South Dalton. It's nowhere near here.
When we arrived in Flamborough, PJ went to the church where they were having like a flowers display, where all the individual communities had put together flower displays. It was very amateur and it was very cute and it was really lovely, and it was like a really tight community, you could just tell. And it was like £1 to get in and have a look around, raising money for local charities, and it was just lovely. PJ got a tear in her eye. It was that cute. The videos don't really do it much justice. It was like stepping back into the 1950s.
I love going to flower shows with my mother, and it made me very happy to see this. Everyone was represented, from emergency services to the Girl Guides. And even Harry Potter.
The church had these private sitting pads. Each one was embroidered differently, and they were very, very cute. And there was like a couple of hundred of them. When we were staying at Flamborough, we were staying at this bed and breakfast. We got this massive room. It was really huge, and sort of a private bathroom. And it was really lovely.
They had this cool grown-ups cubby house out back. It was great. We arrived with some time to explore.
Hello everyone. We booked into our B&B just down the road in Flamborough, and we're down on the point and you can see water in all directions, which makes it a great place for a lighthouse. And this lighthouse is made out of chalk, so it's visible from sea. At night time, when the chalk's less useful, they used to hang a fire off the side of it in a metal cage. And during the Napoleonic Wars, it was used as a signalling station in case the French decided to invade England.
Obviously they'd retired the chalk lighthouse and there was a more modern one further out along the point.
Just off this point, there was a fight between British and American ships in 1779, and also we're standing on the Greenwich Meridian. Isn't that cool? We're at the Greenwich Meridian. So I suppose it's very long, but it is interesting that we're here. 362 miles to John O'Groats and 362 miles to Land's End.
Okay, just for my kids, John O'Groats and Land's End are the furthest points in the United Kingdom.
After a day's riding, I'm never keen to venture into a hike, but Charlie found a way to seal the deal.
The coast here had a lot of seals. They're sort of like PJ's spirit animal. They're fat and just lie around in the sun and don't do very much.
It's great we have so much in common, Charlie. The seals are on the rocks down there.
And also, interestingly, there was bunkers built all along the coast here to repel a German invasion during World War II.
On the road again, I just can't wait to get on the road again. It's 9 o'clock on a blustery summer's day in England, and we're riding against the wind again. I don't know why, but cycling you're always riding against the wind. And we're off to Hull, and Hull Old Town. So some people told us it's worth going to, some people told us it hasn't, but we're going to go and find out for ourselves. We're heading down to Hornsea and then we'll cut in towards Hull. So it looks like a good day of riding, and except against the wind. And the place we stayed last night, which was a bed and breakfast, they gave this massive breakfast in the morning, which was great. Struggled to finish it, and the lady is just a born hospitality person. You can just see she thrives off having people there. It's lovely.
They utilised the chalk to build some of the houses as well.
Going through the forest, you can smell damp leaves. It's beautiful.
Okay, this is a Kraken special. There was a perfectly good road, but no, we had to go off-road. This path got a lot more steeper, and when we got to the bottom, you couldn't get back up it. And we're sort of doomed to go on, even though everybody told us it was a bad idea. And it was a bad idea. It took us like an hour and a half to get like 1 kilometre. Thank God we got to this golf course. We're riding against that wind.
Okay, after a very challenging part of the coast where we were going over hill and dale and doing mainly pushing, we cut across a golf course, which was also quite rough. And then we've ended up on this beautiful path, and we're going down, and the ocean is on one side of us, it's dead flat, and there's this car boot sale that's got mainly all old second-hand stuff. So it's really kind of like a throwback to when I was a kid. No new stuff at all. And then there's a theme park, like a British theme park on the side of the road, of the park. Hey Eric, this is for you, the Jaguars Drivers Club, and they're looking for members, and there's beautiful Jaguars everywhere. Okay, we stopped for lunch. We just met some lovely people. The man had done 20 cross England rides in the past, and he'd been retired for about 4 years, and he looked younger than me. Also, PJ's found her kryptonite because they have these donuts at the co-op, and you get 4 for £1 or 8 for £1 like 50, and they're vegan. So she's doomed, I tell you. Next time you see her, she'll be like the blimp. So anyway, we're just about to go off to a bike path that goes all the way from Hornsea, which seems very lovely, to Hull. And again, we got warned that Hull's not so great, but we're staying in the best part, which is the Old Town.
Notice there's a lot of people on the beach, but not many people in the water. Just down here is where the Trans-Pennine Trail starts. So it's a bike path all the way to Hull. Like the bike path goes the whole way. Now, normally we would have been very excited about this bike path, but after having the bike path from Whitby, you know, it sort of has ruined it for all the other bike paths. So this was kind of flat and kind of boring, you know, boring with how good it was, but also the scenery was just fields. But the bike path did effectively go from Hornsea all the way to Old Town. So, you know, it was a great bike path.
Hornsea to Hull is the only part of this bike adventure that I do recommend. Scarborough to Hornsea kinda sucks.
The Kraken and I are about a third of the way now to Hull on this rail trail. The rail trail, once it leaves Hornsea, turns into a dirt track, but it's completely okay. You could ride a road bike down here. It's a little bit lumpy, but it's fine. It's very, very quiet, peaceful, and there's not many road crossings. And it doesn't seem to be very well utilised. There's not many people we've come across. And today's a lovely day, so if it was going to be utilised, today would be the day. So I encourage you all to get out there and utilise the track because it's fantastic. It's almost a straight line from Hornsea to Hull.
While waiting for PJ to get up, I had a few conversations with locals, and their accent is so thick here, I couldn't understand what they were saying. Like, I had no idea what they were saying actually. I just nodded and smiled, and it was like being in a different country. Never give up a free feed. Hull Old Town was really kind of cool. You know, it had some vegan options, but also you could just see it was a really party place, and there was lots of people out enjoying the sunshine.
Started together, finished together.
Our room at the Backpackers had a private bathroom. It was kind of cool. I liked it. We'll be in Manchester from the 14th to the 18th of August, and we'd really appreciate some help getting 2 bike boxes to the Manchester airport. There's a rail strike. Please get in touch, send us a message.